Mami, me gusta cuando tú te mueves sensual. Me tienes tan loco que no te dejo de pensar. Cada momento contigo no puedo olvidar. Y yo te quiero aquí. Wow, mami, wow, mami, wow. Mami, tú me vuelves loco. Wow, mami, wow. Loco, tú me tienes loco. Mami, wow.
Habla mucho, bebé. Puedo batir más slow, más normal o ¿no?
O sea, estaba tan normal.
Hi guys, say hi, say hi. So hi guys, we are back with yet another vlog. Many of you requested a bird story vlog, so it's story time today. Are you ready? We ready, we ready. He's a little sick, so he's not so happy. Oh, thank you. Let's start from the beginning. This was not a planned pregnancy, but that doesn't mean we were not happy. We were very, very excited when we found out that we were pregnant. We were like, okay, I'm pregnant. Let's just start planning what we gotta plan and organizing our lives. I had just graduated school. Creighton was already working. He had his own business. So money-wise, we were okay. We just didn't have a house to live in. We started building one. My 9 months were okay. The first 3 months, I was very, very sick. I threw up everything. I couldn't keep anything inside. I had cravings, and when I would buy the craving stuff, I would throw up from just the smell. So I lost 5 kilos, and I'm already skinny. So that was hard. But then once I hit the 3 months, I was fine. It was an easy pregnancy. There were no pains, no hospital visits. I went to carnival. I did the slip and slide at a resort there's here. Everything I could do with my normal body, I did with my pregnant body. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, so I just did everything. Obviously, I didn't drink, I didn't eat sushi, which was very hard. And then, when it was the day to give birth, the doctor said that my due date was September 25th, but I started having contractions on the 22nd. Well, my trick to, I was over the pregnancy belly. I really wanted to see my baby. So I started Googling what I could do to, start having contractions. So I did everything. I went swimming, I went walking, I did squats, I did yoga poses, all this crazy stuff. And then there was one thing that my entire pregnancy, I got Braxton Hicks contractions when I had sex. So I was like, what if I have extra sex? So I acted like I was horny all the time, which I wasn't. I just wanted to have contractions. Huh? And then one day it worked. We just, this is TMI, but we just had sex and I started having what I thought was Braxton Hicks contractions. But they continued, and that day my mom was coming to visit us from Holland because she wanted to be here for the birth. I went to the airport to pick her up while I was having contractions, but they weren't bad. They were period contractions. So I was like, is this it or is it not? And I think she arrived at 10 a.m. And then around 2, I was still having those contractions. So I was telling my sister, I think this is it. It's starting. But I still didn't want to tell Gray, and I didn't want to tell my mom because they were just gonna overreact and drive me nuts.
These nuts.
So I kept it to myself until it started to hurt really, really bad. I could still walk, I could still do everything. So around 8 p.m., my boyfriend and my sister, they were hungry. So I went to the grocery stores, and every time I had a contraction, I told my boyfriend, I was like, wait. The other people in the grocery store were looking at me all crazy. Like, what is this lady doing? Is she giving birth in the store? Shouldn't she be at home? We're in a hospital. But I just continued. I went home. I bought the wrong shit. I had to go back. And then when we finished eating, I told my boyfriend, you know what? We should start calling my midwife, because I was already having contractions every 5 minutes. So I told him, start calling her, and whenever my water breaks, we'll just go. She was like, yeah, when they get a little bit closer, you should call me and just start going to the hospital. So I told my boyfriend, you know what, this is already taking almost an entire day. You should go to sleep, get some rest while you can, because it's gonna be your last night sleeping. So yeah, he went to bed. I took a shower because I didn't want to smell nasty, when my water broke. And then I went to bed. Once I sat on the bed, I just felt, it was like a balloon popped, but there wasn't a lot of water. So I was confused. I didn't know if it was my water or something else. But then once my water broke, the pain started getting worse and worse and worse. So I was like, you know what, this is it. We have to go back, grab the bag, call the midwife. We have to leave right now. So Graydon did all that. So we just left, went in. When I went in, I was 2 centimeters dilated. They said, we're gonna check you every 4 hours, but usually every 4 hours is 2 centimeters extra. When I heard that, I thought I was gonna die, because I cannot imagine having these contractions for 4 hours and only having 2 centimeters extra. I sat under the shower for an hour. I kept changing positions every 15 minutes because they told me that would help, and it did. Because when they checked me again, 3 hours later, I think, it was already time to push, because I told them, I feel like I need to push. They checked me, I was 10 centimeters. So I jumped from 2 to 10 in 3 hours, which is really fast. And then, yeah, it was time to push. That was the hardest part. Pushing was the hardest part ever. From the entire experience, that was the hardest part. I did not have any medication against, for the pain. I wanted to do it all on my own. I didn't want to, have drugs in my body or anything. When my baby was born, I wanted my baby to be okay. So I chose not to. And then I pushed for 45 minutes, that is a lot. I was really exhausted, but then baby Days was here. Right, baby? It was the best moment of my life. It's so weird how all the pain goes away once he's born. I had a few stitches, but nothing too bad, and I'm very happy with my baby. He's a mommy's boy. So that was my birth story. I hope you guys like my story, and I'll see you again next week. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye guys.
mueves sensual.